Hi everybody, this is Chaya Parkoff, licensed clinical social worker, and I'm coming to you today for the Jewish Experience in Denver, Colorado, where we make Judaism meaningful and relevant, and we cater it to you. So today is Friday, July 7th, 2023. It is the 18th of the Jewish month of Tammuz, 5783. And the Parsha this week is Pinchas, but I want to speak to you about the period of time that we just entered. Yesterday, the 17th of Tammuz, began the period of time in the Jewish calendar that is called the 3 weeks. It is the 17th of Tammuz and it ends with the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av. So the 17th of Tammuz, historically, is when the walls of Jerusalem began to be penetrated. And on the 9th of Av, over the years in our history, tragic things have happened on the 9th of Av. But in what we're mourning here is the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, of the temple, the Holy Temple. So, which we still have not been able to rebuild, and we are told that that second temple was destroyed due to sinat chinam, baseless hatred, and until that is rectified, baseless hatred towards each other within the Jewish world, towards others, until that's rectified, we may continue to have this day of mourning. But I hope and pray that sometime between now and 9th of Av, that we somehow can be redeemed, see the redemption, see the light, and be able to party on Tisha B'Av. However, we are planning at this point, these next 3 weeks. They begin with the fast of Av, of Shabbat Tammuz, which was yesterday. So yesterday was a day fast. It begins in the morning at sunrise and ends after sunset. The fast on Tisha B'Av is a full day fast. It's similar to how we fast on Yom Kippur from night to night, although it's a completely opposite feeling and energy of the day, because despite popular belief, Yom Kippur is not a somber day. We'll talk more about that as we get closer. But the Tisha B'Av, especially that night and in the morning, is a very somber day. We're crying, lamenting the loss of our temple, of the Shekhinah, the divine presence that was always there. So I heard a beautiful idea from Chevi Garfinkel several years ago on the order of how we go from the 3 weeks to 9 days. There's going to be 9 days where the restrictions are going to be even further, and go into the 9th of Av, the ultimate day where it's major restrictions. So when we lose, God forbid, a member of our immediate family, we sit Shiva for them, right? So there are periods of mourning for this person, and it starts, and the most restrictions and the heaviest of demonstration of mourning is when they die, and until they're buried. There are very specific restrictions. Then the period of Shiva happens, and there are restrictions there. Can't look at the mirror, you sit on low chairs, right? There's things that we do there. Lo aleinu, none of us should know this unless people are very old. And then after the week, for a parent, God forbid, but that is the order of things, that parents go before their children. So if you're mourning a parent, my mother should live and be well, her husband should live and be well, my in-law should live and be well, my aunt and uncle should live and be well, and all of yours, parents. But when you're sitting Shiva, when you're mourning for a parent, there are more restrictions. There's the 30 days. So there's the 7 days. There's a day that they die until they're buried. Then there's the 7 days. Then there's 30 days. It's called the Shloshim. And then their restrictions are loosened. When it's for a parent, it goes a whole year, they're looser restrictions, but you're still in a state of mourning. So there's this going from this intensity of the loss, and the restrictions get looser and looser and looser as time goes away. Now, on Tisha B'Av, we are experiencing that day of loss. So what we're doing right now is we're going backwards. We're going from the looser restrictions, the looser demonstrations of mourning, to the ultimate demonstration of mourning, which is when we're sitting on the floor, we're not eating, we're not drinking, we're not looking at the mirror, we're not, donning ourselves with beautiful clothes and makeup. We're just in a state of mourning. We feel that loss. A person who just loses a family member, God forbid, or loses their parent, God forbid, they don't want to think about anything, right? They're devastated. So we have to go backwards here. Why? Because we don't even get the loss. We don't realize the loss that we have by not having the temple. We don't even know. It's been so many years, thousands of years now, 2,000 years, right? We don't even realize it. But this is a way that we can slowly sensitize ourselves to the loss. So we're starting with the looser restrictions, the 3 weeks, we don't listen to live music, right? And there are other restrictions of the 3 weeks. Then we're going to go to the 9 days. There are more restrictions. We're going to mourn in a more demonstrative way. And then on Tisha B'Av, we're going to fast. We're not going to wear leather shoes. We're going to sit on the floor. There's other restrictions as well. We're going to feel that pain. So these 3 weeks right now are an opportunity for us to sensitize ourselves to the loss of the presence of our Father, God in heaven, right? The Shekhinah, the divine presence that was always there at the temple. And the loss of that center of the Jewish people is our temple. But we don't even realize it. Now, I can identify with this a little bit in a sense because I never met my father really like I did, but he died when I was 6 months old. And so when I heard this talk several years ago, I really got it. Like, I don't even know like what I don't have. I don't even know what I'm missing in a sense. In fact, I was at the funeral of very dear friends of ours. In fact, this video, if it inspires anyone in any way, should be a merit for Jerry Gordon and my friend Michael Gordon's father, who just passed away a couple of weeks ago. We're still in the Shloshim now, and it should be a merit for his soul, that it should just go up and up and up and closer to God. But when I was at the funeral and everyone was talking about all the kids, he had 3 children, 9 grandchildren, 8 of them were there to speak about him. And all of a sudden it dawned on me like, wow, I don't really get this, right? I got what I lost. I sensed what I lost by losing my father so young. This is what we have to try to sensitize ourselves to. The loss of a father, the loss of a loving father, that is what we are going to be mourning on Tisha B'Av, and what we began yesterday with the 3 weeks. And so there are lots of opportunities from the Jewish experience and from other places to really learn about what this period of time is, why we refrain from certain activities over the next 3 weeks, how it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And I'm hoping that by 3 weeks from now, this day will turn into a party, a day of dancing and feasting instead of mourning and fasting. God willing, that is what it will be when there is baseless love for each other and we all realize that there is a loving creator, and one day we will have our temple again. Thank you so much for listening. Have a beautiful Shabbos. And until next time, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Who else is better qualified?